There's a strange kind of peace that sneaks up on you, not because life got easier, but because you started showing up differently. You stopped reacting to every comment. You stopped chasing every apology. You stopped needing everyone to understand you. And for the first time in a long time, you began to feel something sacred, stillness, not the kind you fake, but the kind that rises from deep within. That shift isn't random. It's not luck. It's the result of something powerful, your shadow losing its grip. And that's what we're talking about today. This isn't just another video. This is a reflection of something you've already begun to feel. So please, don't skip around. Every part of what you're about to hear connects to a deeper truth within you. And if you've been finding clarity, healing, or even the quiet strength of presence through these videos, there's one simple, free way you can help keep this journey alive. Just hit the subscribe button. It tells us that these teachings, rooted in the wisdom of the Buddha, are helping real people come home to themselves. Some changes arrive like thunder, loud, undeniable, impossible to miss. But others arrive so quietly that you don't even realize they've taken root until one day something small happens, and your reaction surprises you. You read a message that would have ruined your whole day, but instead you just breathe. You hear a comment that once would have sent you spiraling, and yet there's space. Not silence from suppression, but peace from clarity. And that's when you notice something inside you has shifted. Not in a flashy, dramatic way, but in the way the Buddha often described awakening, not as an escape from the world, but as a gentle return to it, with new eyes. This is what Buddhist practice leads us to, not just surface calm, but a deeper transformation that quietly reshapes how we move through the world. The Buddha never said we wouldn't face difficulty. He said that suffering is part of life, but that we don't have to cling to it. And maybe, without even trying to force it, you've started loosening that grip. You used to carry your story like armor. Every wound, every injustice, every heartbreak, it was the lens through which you saw everything. But now that lens is clearer. You remember the pain, but it doesn't lead the conversation anymore. You've stopped needing to constantly explain your past to justify your boundaries. You've stopped making suffering the proof of your growth. That is the subtle shift, the energy no longer dictated by the shadow of who you were. And what's amazing is how this shift doesn't demand attention. It's not loud. In fact, that's part of what makes it so powerful. You're no longer trying to prove that you're healing, you're simply living in alignment. Buddhism teaches us the power of right view, seeing things as they are, not through the distortion of old pain or unexamined fear. And when this clarity begins to rise, it doesn't announce itself. It simply becomes your way of being. You pause more, you speak less, but say more. You stop responding just to fill space. Your energy speaks before your words do, and it says, "I'm not performing anymore." You might even start noticing how others react differently to you, not because you're doing something new, but because your presence has changed. It's calmer, softer, yes, but stronger too. The Buddha taught that inner peace isn't about controlling the outside world. It's about training the mind to rest in awareness, even when things feel chaotic. And that's what you've been doing, whether consciously or not. You've started to notice your patterns, the way you tense up when criticized, the way you used to over-explain to avoid being misunderstood. And instead of following those patterns blindly, you stop. You watch, you choose. And in that choosing, something sacred begins to unfold. Not perfection, not immunity from pain, but freedom. The kind that comes from no longer being a prisoner to your own emotional reflexes. You still feel, you still care, but you're not thrown off course every time something doesn't go your way. That's the shift. You've stopped being hijacked by every mood. You've begun to guide yourself with gentleness, with clarity, with compassion. And that guidance, quiet as it may be, is where true strength lives. There comes a quiet moment in life when you finally realize trying to control everything is what's been exhausting you all along. You thought that if you planned enough, fixed enough, and kept everyone happy, peace would follow. But instead of peace, it brought pressure. You couldn't relax, not really. Every situation felt like something to manage, every emotion like something to suppress. Somewhere along the way, control became a substitute for safety. But it never truly delivered. It only kept you stuck in a cycle of fear of what might happen if you let go. The Buddha understood this suffering well. He taught that clinging, especially to control, is the root of dukkha, that quiet unease so many of us carry. And yet most of us spend our lives grasping tighter, believing that if we don't hold on, everything will fall apart. But then something shifts. You start seeing things differently. You realize the tighter you grip, the more life slips through your fingers. You start to see that control is a reaction to fear, but clarity, that's born of presence. When you're present, you don't need to control. You simply observe, you respond, you choose, and that's a completely different kind of strength. It's soft, it's steady, it doesn't shout or force, it just knows. Buddhism teaches us to trade reactivity for wisdom, to move from craving and aversion toward mindful awareness. That path begins when you stop needing to control every outcome and start trusting yourself to handle whatever arises. That's not a weakness, that's clarity. You may have noticed it in your own life, how the urge to manipulate situations is fading, how you no longer jump to fix someone else's discomfort just to avoid tension, how you let a conversation breathe instead of rushing to fill it. This isn't passivity. This is wisdom maturing. You're not withdrawing. You're stepping back just enough to see clearly. You're not reacting. You're listening more. That pause is everything. In Buddhism, this space between stimulus and response is where freedom lives. It's where karma isn't just inherited, it's rewritten. And it's not about having all the answers. It's about being okay with not knowing. You used to feel lost when plans changed. Now, you watch, you wait, you let things unfold. Not because you don't care, but because you've realized life isn't something to be dominated, it's something to be danced with. You can lead, but you don't have to force. You can guide, but you don't have to control. That shift, from force to flow, is one of the most powerful signs your shadow is loosening its grip. Clarity doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means fear no longer drives your decisions. You see it rise, but you don't obey it. You breathe, you check in, and you ask, is this coming from my truth or from my old need to feel in control? The Buddha never promised a life without difficulty, but he showed us that our suffering is optional when we respond with awareness instead of resistance. That's what you're practicing now. Not trying to dominate the world outside, but learning to govern your world within. There was a time when your inner voice wasn't really your voice. It was shaped by fear, by shame, by the echoes of other people's expectations. It told you who to be, how to behave, what not to say. And you listened, not because you agreed, but because you didn't know there was an alternative. That voice was loud, it was convincing, and it carried the weight of your survival. It whispered warnings even in peaceful moments. It made you feel like you needed to prove something, fix something, defend something, just to be worthy of existing. But lately, something has shifted. That voice hasn't disappeared entirely, but it doesn't have the same power over you. You hear it now, but you pause, you question, you breathe. You realize you don't have to obey it. And that moment, that space between the thought and your response, is the beginning of liberation. It's what the Buddha meant when he spoke of mindfulness. Not just being aware of your breath or your body, but being aware of your inner world, watching your thoughts without becoming them, observing the mind without letting it drag you into old suffering. The shadow, the part of you built to protect, once controlled the narrative. It kept score, it kept walls up, It replayed every failure, every rejection, every moment you felt invisible. Not because it was cruel, but because it believed that repeating the pain would keep you safe. Buddhism teaches that much of our suffering is self-created, not because we choose it, but because we haven't yet seen the machinery behind it. But now, you're seeing it. You're waking up to how often your decisions were driven by fear disguised as logic. You're noticing how often you said yes when your heart whispered no. That noticing is a gift. It's a sign that your awareness has grown stronger than your old programming. You might still hear the shadow's voice telling you you're not ready, that you'll mess it up, that they'll leave if you speak your truth. But now you don't collapse into that fear like you used to. You pause, you sit with it. You speak gently to yourself. The Buddha said, "You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." That kind of self-compassion silences the shadow more powerfully than any forceful rebuttal ever could. And what's truly beautiful is that you're not trying to kill the shadow. You've realized it's not your enemy. It was trying to help you in the only way it knew how. But now you're equipped with better tools: awareness, presence, stillness. Instead of silencing the shadow through suppression, you're integrating it through understanding. That's the Buddhist path, not to cut away the parts of us that are dark, but to bring light to them through insight and compassion. You may not even realize how far you've come. The fact that you can catch that internal voice when it spirals, the fact that you can stop mid-thought and say, "Wait, that's not true," is a massive shift. The Buddha taught that the mind, when left untrained, can be our worst enemy, but when trained, it becomes our greatest ally. You're doing that training now, quietly, daily, in the smallest of moments. There's a quiet exhaustion that builds up when you spend years trying to be someone you're not, just to feel worthy of love. You don't even notice it at first. It starts small. You laugh at things that don't feel funny. You say yes when your whole body wants to say no. You smooth your edges, hide your mess, and perform politeness like a well-rehearsed play. And it works, for a while. People like you. You fit in. But deep down, there's a growing ache. Because even when you're surrounded by others, you still feel alone. Not because they don't care, but because they don't see the real you. How could they? You've never shown them. This is the burden of performing for love. It's not love at all. It's approval wearing a mask. The Buddha taught that attachment is one of the main causes of suffering. And what is this kind of performance if not attachment? Attachment to being liked, attachment to validation, attachment to the illusion that if you just play the part perfectly, you'll finally be enough. But here's the truth: no amount of external approval can make up for the pain of internal abandonment. When you betray yourself in order to be accepted, the cost is always your peace. Buddhism teaches us to look inward, to observe the patterns of the mind with compassion, not judgment. And if you've begun to feel tired of the masks, that's not weakness, that's awareness. It's the first sign that the shadow of performance is losing its grip. The shadow tells you that you have to earn love by being more agreeable, more polished, more perfect. But the Dharma points you to a deeper truth, that love, real love, cannot be earned through inauthenticity. It arises naturally when you are present, honest, and at peace with yourself. Think about the times you felt most safe around someone. It wasn't because they were flawless, it was because they were real. Their presence gave you permission to be real too. That's the power of authenticity. It connects souls. The Buddha reminded us that better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace, and the same is true for your presence. Better than 1,000 performances is one moment of true grounded being. When you stop performing for love, you stop chasing peace and start becoming it. Letting go of this performance doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. You'll still catch yourself sometimes, adjusting your tone to please someone, forcing a smile when your heart is heavy. But the difference now is, you notice, you pause, You breathe, and with that awareness, you give yourself a chance to choose differently. Buddhism is not about perfection. It's about the return, again and again. And every time you return to your true self instead of reaching for a mask, you reclaim a piece of your energy. You may notice that some people drift away when you stop performing. That's okay. That's clarity, not loss. The ones who were attached to the role you played may not understand the real you, and that's not your burden to carry. Your job is not to maintain others' comfort at the expense of your own truth. As the Buddha taught, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. And that includes loving yourself enough to stop begging for love that requires you to shrink. It happens so quickly you hardly notice it. Someone says something that hits a nerve, a tone you didn't like, a gesture that felt dismissive. And before you can even think, your whole body responds. Tension in your chest, heat in your face, a sharp comment forming on your tongue. That's how most of us move through the world. Not consciously, but on autopilot, reacting, defending, explaining. But something in you is changing now, isn't it? That old urgency, the one that used to hijack your peace, it's not as loud anymore. You're not racing to defend yourself or to fix the discomfort. You're starting to do something different. You pause. That pause might seem small, but it's one of the most powerful spiritual shifts you can experience. In Buddhism, this is the birthplace of liberation. The Buddha taught that suffering arises not from what happens to us, but from how we relate to it. And when you pause, even for a breath, you create space between the stimulus and your reaction. That space is where wisdom lives. It's where you get to choose instead of be driven. Instead of reacting from habit, pain, or fear, you get to respond with clarity, compassion, and purpose. At first, that pause doesn't feel natural. It feels like hesitation, like weakness, like you should be doing something. But that's just the ego talking, the part of the mind that equates silence with submission. The truth is, pausing takes more strength than snapping back. It takes presence, self-awareness, emotional maturity. The pause is the discipline of someone who's begun to reclaim their own inner world. You may have noticed this happening in small moments. Someone pushes a boundary, and instead of lashing out, you exhale. A comment stings, and instead of shutting down, you turn inward for a moment. That's not you ignoring your feelings, that's you honoring them with space. That's not suppression, it's transformation. The Buddha didn't teach us to deny what we feel. He taught us to observe it, to sit with it, to understand it. And from that understanding, to act not out of reactivity but out of right intention. That pause is a sacred interruption, a quiet rebellion against your old programming. It's the point where you no longer let your shadow, your wounded, conditioned self, run the show. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to catch yourself once, then again, then again. And each time you do, you build a new pattern, a new way of being. Slowly, gently, you rewire your nervous system to stop seeing every discomfort as danger. You create a new rhythm for your life, one that doesn't speed up with chaos, but slows down with presence. Sometimes that pause will feel like stillness, other times it will feel like resistance. But either way, it's a return to yourself, to your breath, to your truth. And in Buddhism, that's the whole path. To wake up again and again to your own experience, to see it clearly without judgment, and to respond from wisdom instead of woundedness. There was a time when silence felt like a threat. Not because anything dangerous was happening, but because in the absence of noise you were left alone with yourself. And that felt like too much. The quiet used to expose everything you'd been running from. The unfinished thoughts, the old wounds, the unmet needs, the truth you weren't quite ready to face. You filled every moment with music, with talking, with scrolling, with distractions dressed as duties, not because you loved them, but because you couldn't bear the weight of your own presence. That wasn't a weakness. That was conditioning. That was the shadow, acting not as a villain, but as a guard, keeping the door to your inner world locked tight. But something has shifted now. Slowly, without force, you've stopped needing to escape yourself. The moments of silence that used to scream at you now feel like rest. They no longer demand explanations or fill your mind with noise. Instead, they welcome you in. That's no small thing, that's a deep spiritual transformation. In Buddhism, silence isn't emptiness, it's sacred space. The Buddha himself spent long periods in silence, not as a way to withdraw from life, but as a way to enter it more fully. Because in the silence we meet life without armor. We meet ourselves with truth. What once felt suffocating now feels spacious. That's how you know your energy has changed. The shadow isn't steering anymore. It may still whisper from time to time, but it doesn't dictate your rhythm. You no longer need to fill the space just to prove you're okay. You're okay in the space. That stillness is not emptiness. It's presence. It's the first language of your soul. And it speaks only when you're quiet enough to listen. You might find that you talk less now, not out of fear, but out of care. You've stopped speaking just to avoid awkwardness. You let conversations breathe. You let silence hang in the air without rushing to fix it. There's no longer a panic inside that says, say something before they think something's wrong. You've realized that stillness doesn't have to be explained. It doesn't need permission to exist. It just is, and now you allow it to be. What's more, your body feels safer in silence too. Your shoulders soften, your breath deepens. You feel less like you're bracing for something and more like you're arriving into yourself. That's presence. That's the fruit of mindfulness. In Buddhism, this is known as sati, the mindful awareness of what is, without judgment. And in silence, sati blossoms. Because there's nothing else pulling your attention, no noise to manage. Just this moment, just this breath, just you and life, unfiltered and real. You may notice that the more silence you allow, the more insight you receive. Not from outside, but from within. Clarity doesn't usually shout, it whispers. And it only speaks when we're still close enough to hear it. The Buddha didn't teach his followers to chase answers in chaos. He invited them to sit, to listen, to watch the breath, to observe the thoughts without chasing them. And slowly, in that gentle watching, truth revealed itself. You're living that now. You're learning that not all growth is loud. Some of the deepest transformation happens in the quiet. And here's something beautiful. The silence you once feared now becomes your sanctuary. You turn to it, not away from it. When the world feels overwhelming, you retreat, not to escape, but to reconnect. You find peace not in doing more, but in doing less, in simply being. You may not have realized it, but this is a sign of real spiritual maturity. You've begun to embody what the Buddha meant when he said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. There's something that happens when you begin to wake up. Not all at once, but slowly, like a quiet unfolding. You start noticing that the things that used to completely unnerve you no longer pull you under. A comment that once felt like an attack now feels like a passing breeze. A delay that once sent you into panic now simply becomes a moment to pause. And it's not because life got easier, it's because you've started to see clearly. That's the real difference. You've become more rooted in your inner world and less tangled in everything happening outside of you. Buddha taught that suffering is born not from what happens, but from how we relate to what happens. The moment we personalize everything, react instantly, and tie our worth to someone else's words, we hand over our peace. But the moment we create space, the moment we watch instead of grabbing, breathe instead of barking, that's when something ancient within us begins to settle. And that settling is the start of real spiritual power. You're not becoming passive, you're becoming anchored. And there's a huge difference. The old you might have spiraled over a look, a tone, a misunderstanding. You might have replayed a conversation 100 times, trying to decode it, trying to fix it, trying to feel in control. But now, something in you pauses. It observes. It gently says, "This isn't about me." That simple shift, that's the fruit of practice. It's the result of all those moments you've sat in silence, all the times you chose to breathe instead of argue, to listen instead of lash out. Buddhism isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about transforming your relationship to them, and you've started doing exactly that. Triggers aren't the enemy. In Buddhist teaching, they're actually messengers. They point to wounds, to areas still clinging to identity or story. When you feel that heat in your chest or that urge to explain yourself, it's a moment to look inward. What part of me still needs approval? What part of me still feels unseen? And the beautiful thing is, you're starting to ask those questions instead of reacting to the pain. You've stopped making other people responsible for your inner weather. That's not just emotional maturity, that's liberation. What you're experiencing now is not numbness, it's spaciousness. You still feel, but you don't collapse. You still care, but you don't chase. The Buddha once said, "Just as a rock is not moved by the wind, the wise are not moved by praise or blame." And that's what you've become, a steady stone in the middle of the storm. It's not that the wind stopped blowing, it's that you've stopped trying to catch it. When someone says something that would have once pierced your sense of worth, there's a different response now. You may still feel the sting, but it doesn't own you. You don't fall into old stories. You don't shrink to make someone else more comfortable. You remain present, whole. That's what tethering to your center looks like. And it's powerful, because it means you can walk through life without constantly defending your existence. There was a time when every boundary felt like a battle, when saying no came with guilt, when protecting your peace felt like punishment, and when you believed that being kind meant always being available. But then something inside you shifted, not all at once, but gradually. You began to notice how exhausted you were, not from doing too much, but from constantly giving yourself away. Your energy was leaking into places that no longer deserved access, and instead of exploding from resentment, you began to do something much quieter. You began to reclaim yourself. The Buddha taught that right speech is not just about what we say, but how we say it. Truth, spoken with compassion. This is the heart of setting boundaries without anger. It's not about pushing people away. It's not about controlling others. It's about learning to honor your own truth while staying rooted in kindness. And that's the shift that starts to take place as your inner awareness grows. When you stop seeing boundaries as walls and start seeing them as bridges that protect your inner peace while still leaving space for connection. You don't have to justify your limits anymore. You don't need a perfect excuse or a rehearsed explanation. You've stopped begging others to understand because now you understand. That's enough. What once felt like defiance now feels like clarity. And that clarity, it no longer carries the sharp edge of resentment. It simply exists. Steady, calm, firm. When you speak from this place, you're not raising your voice. You're not trying to overpower someone. You're just naming your truth, and when it's spoken from presence instead of pain, people feel the difference. Buddhism teaches the middle way, a path between extremes, and that includes how we handle our emotional boundaries. It's easy to swing from silence to rage, from people-pleasing to shutting everyone out, but the middle way invites us to stand in the center, with both compassion and conviction. You can care deeply about someone and still say, "This doesn't work for me." You can love someone and still step back. You can want harmony and still choose distance. These things aren't contradictions. They are signs of maturity. As your practice deepens, you start to notice the patterns. How often you said yes when your heart screamed no. How often you shrink to fit into someone else's comfort. And now, instead of blaming yourself or others, you meet those moments with awareness. You breathe. You feel the discomfort rise, and instead of letting it control you, you observe it. You welcome it, because that discomfort is no longer a threat. It's a signal, a reminder that you're no longer willing to abandon yourself. The Buddha never taught us to be passive. He taught us to be awake, awake to suffering, yes, but also awake to choice. When you're anchored in mindfulness, you begin to see that anger is often a sign that your boundaries were crossed long before you spoke up. So now you speak sooner, softer, wiser. You speak from the place inside you that no longer needs to win, just to stay whole. There's a quiet moment that changes everything. It doesn't look impressive. It doesn't feel dramatic. It often goes unnoticed by the world, but it's in that single moment, right before you say something sharp or scroll mindlessly or shut down, that something sacred happens. You become aware. You catch yourself. Not after the storm, not once the damage is done, but in the exact moment the old pattern begins to rise. That awareness is everything. That space, as the Buddha taught, is the birthplace of choice. And inside that space, transformation begins, not through force, but through presence. Most people live their lives on autopilot, reacting to the world like a wound that never healed. Someone says something rude, and they snap. A memory surfaces, and they spiral. An inconvenience appears, and they shut down. It feels automatic. But in Buddhism, we learn that nothing is truly automatic. It's just deeply conditioned. Conditioned by years of pain, repetition, survival. But conditioning isn't destiny. That's the beauty of this path. You are not your past. You are not your patterns. You are the awareness that can witness those patterns. And in witnessing them, gently choose something new. Maybe it's the moment your partner says something triggering. You feel your chest tighten, your thoughts race. For years you might have lashed out, defended, withdrawn. But now, something's different. You notice the urge before it takes over. You pause, you breathe, you choose not to escalate, not because you're suppressing, but because you're awake. Buddha called this mindfulness, sati, the ability to remember the present moment. And it's not just a spiritual concept, it's a lived experience. You remember yourself before the reaction. You remember your peace before the storm. This is the heart of Buddhist practice, not escaping pain, not denying emotion, but cultivating the space between feeling and action. And in that space you become free. Free to respond from wisdom instead of wound. Free to choose silence over shouting, reflection over reaction. It doesn't mean the old urges disappear. It means you stop being ruled by them. You become the observer, not the puppet. And let's be honest, this isn't always easy. Some days you'll catch the pattern and still fall into it. That's human. That's part of the practice too. Buddhism doesn't ask us to be perfect. It asks us to be present. And even when you fall, the fact that you noticed, that's growth. That's the seed of liberation. Because once you've seen a pattern clearly, you can't unsee it. The next time it comes, you'll be quicker to pause. The time after that, maybe you'll choose differently. And eventually what once felt automatic becomes optional. There's a teaching in the Dhammapada. As the fletcher shapes the arrow, so the wise shape their minds. You're shaping your mind, not through force, but through gentle awareness. You're no longer blindly acting out old scripts. You're editing, you're rewriting, you're choosing. And those small, quiet choices, they change everything. They ripple through your relationships, your energy, your peace. There's something deeply human about the way our emotions try to protect us. Anger flares up when we feel cornered. Sadness moves in when something meaningful feels lost. Fear shows up when the future feels uncertain. For most of us, those emotions didn't just arrive randomly. They were shaped by experience, by memory, by pain. And for a long time, we let those emotions steer the wheel. not because we were weak or broken, but because no one ever taught us how to sit with them instead of being swept away by them. But something begins to shift when you stop fearing your feelings and start listening to them. That shift is what the Buddha taught, not suppression, not escape, but understanding. In Buddhism, the path isn't about becoming emotionless. It's not about numbing yourself or pretending to be calm when you're not. It's about seeing clearly. The Buddha spoke of mindfulness as the ability to observe without clinging or resisting. That includes your emotions. You don't push them away. You don't drown in them either. You meet them right where they are. You watch them arise. You feel them. You give them space to speak. But you don't confuse them with who you are. This is what it means to honor your emotions without being owned by them. Let's take anger. It's not evil. It's not a moral failure. It's a signal. It often shows up when your boundaries have been crossed or when something inside you feels disrespected or unheard. When anger arises, Buddhism teaches us to look into it, not with judgment but with curiosity. What is this emotion trying to protect? What is it asking for? Instead of reacting blindly, yelling, shutting down, blaming, you pause, you breathe. You allow space between the emotion and your response. That pause is sacred. That space is the doorway to wisdom. The same goes for sadness. Many of us were taught to hide it, to apologize for it, or to numb it away with distractions. But sadness too has its place. The Buddha acknowledged dukkha, suffering, as a fundamental part of life. He didn't offer a way around it. He offered a path through it. When sadness comes, you don't need to explain it away. You don't need to make it go away quickly. You sit with it. You hold it gently, like you would a crying child. And in doing that, you begin to transform your relationship with it. You're no longer drowning in it, but you're not running from it either. And then there's fear, the emotion that often keeps us frozen, playing small, stuck in patterns that no longer serve us. Buddhism reminds us that fear is part of the illusion, Maya. It's often a reaction to imagined futures, to clinging to the false belief that you must control everything to be safe. But fear loses its grip when you meet it with mindfulness. When you say, "Yes, I see you. Yes, I feel you. And I will not let you decide the direction of my life today." That's not resistance, that's compassion with boundaries. Most people don't realize they're waiting for someone to apologize, waiting for the right timing, waiting for the day everything finally makes sense. And while they wait, life quietly slips by. But then something shifts. It doesn't happen all at once, and it rarely announces itself. One day you just stop waiting. You realize that the world may never offer the closure, the validation, or the perfect conditions you've been hoping for. And yet you begin to move forward anyway, not with bitterness but with clarity. That's not giving up. That's waking up. The Buddha called this right understanding, the moment when your clarity becomes more powerful than your craving. When you start living from this place, you stop needing the world to rearrange itself for your peace. You stop giving away your inner balance every time someone disrespects your boundary or forgets your worth. And you stop thinking that healing only happens when life becomes easy. You begin to see that healing is something you carry into life as it is. Messy, uncertain, imperfect. That's what the Buddha meant when he said, "Peace isn't found in changing the world, but in changing our relationship to it." It's not passive. It's powerful, because it means your peace is no longer dependent on the chaos outside. And this shift, it doesn't mean you don't feel things anymore. It doesn't mean you've become cold or indifferent. On the contrary, you feel more, but you feel without falling apart. You speak your truth without expecting a specific reaction. You offer love without demanding it in return. That's real maturity. That's what it looks like when someone has taken their power back. You've stopped looking to the outside world to validate the changes happening within. Instead, you let those changes live quietly in your breath, your choices, your presence. This is what Buddhist teachings call inner refuge. The capacity to take shelter within yourself when the storms of life roll in. You no longer need to be understood by everyone. You don't need everyone to see your growth or acknowledge your effort. You know, you feel it, and that's enough. You're not trying to perform healing for the world to applaud. You're living it even when no one's watching. And that's a sign that your energy has truly shifted, because you've stopped chasing a version of peace that depends on external validation. You're not waiting for someone to treat you better before you treat yourself with compassion. You're not waiting for the job, the partner, the opportunity to show up before you choose to live with intention. You've stopped outsourcing your awakening. In Buddhist tradition, there's a concept known as sati, mindful awareness. It's the practice of being deeply present with what is, rather than being lost in what could be. When you live this way, you stop feeding illusions. You stop postponing your joy for a future that may never arrive. You realize that peace is not a destination. It's a way of moving, a way of being. And it begins the moment you stop waiting and start living from the truth you already know.